Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is a phenomenal experience that deserves all of the hype that it's getting, and now we're finding out that not only is it getting a live-action film, but it is also selling out worldwide. So let's start off with this article. It says a live-action film adaptation of the video game Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is in the works before the game even launches. Variety had learned exclusively that the game developer Sandfall Interactive was teaming with Story Kitchen to develop a film version of the game, which would be published by Kepler Interactive. Now, we had heard about this actually back in January, but everybody's talking about it again because this game is doing so spectacularly, because it is selling so many copies. There's tons of people talking about it on social media. I didn't even know that this was happening. Now, I feel a little bit mixed when it comes to a live action adaptation, because I think that this game is really great and I think that the experience so far has been super fun, but I don't think that everything needs some kind of live action film to go alongside it. I get that it wouldn't be that difficult for them to do because they could use maybe the video game cast for the most part, right? Like they could bring Ben Starr in to play Verso and Charlie Coxon to play Gustav, though it would be very expensive because not only would they have to have a big, sparkly cast filled with actors who cost a lot of money, but second of all, there are a lot of effects in this game, and that means there would be a lot of CGI in this movie. Either way, I think that it could be very cool, though it is definitely very interesting to hear that even months ago, before the game had come out, they expected it to be a smashing success. And oh boy, is it, because we're also finding out that apparently it has achieved a feat that is, yes, rather uncommon in 2025, because the physical game demand has overwhelmed the developers, leading to sold out copies across the globe. Now, I initially was playing it through Xbox Game Pass, and then I said to myself, I actually want a physical edition of this game. That's typically what I do, is I play it via something like Game Pass or PlayStation Plus and then purchase it if I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, it is unfortunately sold out. I wasn't able to get a copy, and this is happening for everybody everywhere. It says, back in my day, it was common for physical games to be slightly more difficult to get hold of. The lack of digital options meant that everybody clamored for physical copies, often making pre-orders essential to avoid disappointment. I vividly remember going to a store to pre-order my copy of Pokemon Black on the Nintendo DS, and in the digital age, however, that problem has become less common, with only deluxe and collector's editions typically needing to be reserved. Clair Obscur Expedition 33, though, which launched last week, is a throwback to some old JRPGs like the 360's Lost Odyssey, but it's also seemingly a throwback to a time gone by, with the developers underestimating the demand for physical editions, leading it to sell out in various regions across the globe. So it says that the developers have issued an apology after physical copies of the game have sold out, and they said, we are aware that we have sold out physical editions at various retailers. Our distribution partners are looking into restocking. Sorry, the demand has been higher than expected in many regions. Please stay in touch with your local store for more information. Yeah, I think that they probably expected it to do pretty well initially, but not for it to basically become the biggest game of the year, or I would say the biggest breakout game of the year. This had a bit of hype leading up to release, but it has definitely exceeded my and many other people's expectations. I thought it would be like an 8, maybe an 8.5. Right now it is sitting at a solid 9 for me. Definitely a game of the year contender, if not the game of the year come December, and many other people feel the same exact way. It is one of the highest rated video games on platforms like Metacritic, which is phenomenal to hear for Sandfall and all of the developers and the team that put several years of hard work and effort into this experience, and it does deserve all of the hype that it's getting right now. So I can't wait to hear what else happens with this game. If we're going to get spin-offs, if we're going to get a sequel. They've toyed with the idea of DLC, which would also be really cool, but as of right now, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is selling out worldwide. You basically cannot find a physical copy unless you're going and purchasing it off of a platform like eBay from independent sellers. But we also know that there is a live action film in the works from Story Kitchen and Sandfall Interactive, just proving how successful this game really has been, and I cannot wish them anything but success going forward. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.